Up against a Democratic president fighting a pessimistic electorate and with an economy in seemingly perpetual struggle, Republicans are feeling like 2012 could be their year. 2 years after their landslide victories in the midterm elections, the GOP embarks on its convention in Tampa with hopes of winning the White House and both chambers of Congress this fall.
I feel very confident that our party is going to be extremely competitive and maybe even totally successful.
Though the chances of a total sweep are probably even at best, if it happens, it would cap an extraordinary comeback for Republicans, completely reversing the Democratic tidal wave that swept the nation 4 years ago.
In 2010, voters rejected President Obama's agenda and the agenda of House Democrats, and we had historic gains in the House. And a lot of that, I think, will help fuel the anger and uncertainty that is out there among voters right now.
But some analysts believe those forces that helped re-energize the GOP, mainly the angry Tea Partiers and often combative hardcore conservatives, could alienate mainstream Republicans and moderates and present long-term challenges for the party.
There's a struggle going on for the soul of the Republican Party. There's a drumbeat coming from a mainstream conservative Republican base that's growing worried about the new leaders who don't want to compromise.
But potentially more troublesome for the GOP, the party's strained relationship with minorities, particularly a fast-growing Hispanic population at a time of rapid growth in the nation's non-white demographics. 90% of John McCain's presidential vote in 2008 came from white voters, as did 91% of George W. Bush's before him. Those statistics alarm GOP strategists eyeing the future.
We have not reached out enough to Hispanic, Latino voters. That is the fastest growing demographic in America, and if you don't find room for them in your party, you're going to be left on the sidelines.
That was the message of former Florida Governor Jeb Bush, who in June told a group of reporters he feels out of step with his party on immigration. He urged the GOP to change the tone and broaden the message.
There's a long-term problem for Republicans. Their focus right now is on the short term, and a short-term approach of take no prisoners, delegitimize Obama and his policies worked in 2010. You can't say it won't work in 2012.
But Ornstein warns unless Republicans figure out how to embrace a wider umbrella in the decades to come, their hopes of remaining a majority party might be little more than that. A hope. Kelly Daschle, Associated Press.